On a distant planet, the Galactic Empire ruled with fear. Their ships filled the skies, casting dark shadows over the human colonies below. The Empire saw humans as weak and dangerous. They believed that by destroying humans, they could keep their power strong. Day after day, they raided colonies, taking resources and capturing anyone who resisted. In one small human village, life was simple and peaceful. Families worked hard to grow crops and raise children. They shared laughter and stories under the stars at night. Among them was a bright-eyed boy named Leo. He was just 10 years old, but had dreams bigger than the Empire's ships. Leo wanted to explore the stars and meet new friends from other worlds. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the air grew tense. The villagers felt something was wrong. They rushed to secure their homes, hoping to ride out the storm. Suddenly, the sky darkened with Imperial ships descending upon them. The villagers were terrified. They had heard stories of raids, but never had they thought it would happen to them. The soldiers landed, stepping out of their ships with cold eyes and weapons drawn. The villagers had no time to fight back. They ran, seeking shelter and safety. Leo, however, saw his mother in trouble. She was trying to protect their small garden from the intruders. In that moment, Leo's heart raced and he rushed to her side. "Mom! We have to go!" he shouted, pulling her hand. But before they could escape, an Imperial soldier spotted them. He raised his weapon without hesitation. "Move aside!" he barked. The soldier's face was hard, showing no mercy. "Please, he's just a child!" Leo's mother cried, but her words fell on deaf ears. The soldier fired his weapon, and the light filled the air. A scream pierced the night. The village fell silent, and the soldiers moved on, leaving destruction in their wake. Leo's world shattered in an instant. His mother fell to the ground, and Leo knelt beside her, tears streaming down his face. As the soldiers left, the remaining villagers gathered around Leo, filled with grief and anger. They knew they had to fight back against the Empire. But how could they? Their homes lay in ruins, and their hearts were broken. Word of the tragedy spread quickly. Villagers from nearby communities heard about the brutal attack. They cried for justice, and anger boiled within them. They could not let the Empire get away with this. The death of a child was a crime too great to ignore. Back on Earth, military leaders received the news of the attack. They were shocked and filled with rage. Meetings were held in dark rooms where leaders spoke in hushed tones. The Galactic Empire had gone too far this time. The murder of an innocent child was a line that could not be crossed. "Enough is enough," one leader said, his voice firm. "We cannot allow this to continue. We must take action." As discussions went on, the leaders came to a bold decision. They remembered their most powerful weapon, the super soldiers. These soldiers had been put into cryo sleep for years, waiting for a moment when humanity needed them again. "We will awaken our greatest warriors," another leader declared. "They will fight for us and avenge Leo. We will not let his death be in vain." With a plan set in motion, the leaders gathered their scientists. They prepared the cryo chambers, ready to bring the super soldiers back to life. The hope of humanity rested on their shoulders. As the scientists worked tirelessly, the spirit of Leo and the cries of his mother echoed in their hearts. They knew this was only the beginning of a fierce battle against the Empire. The humans were ready to rise. They would awaken their super soldiers and unleash them upon the Empire. Justice would be served, and the Galactic Empire would learn that humans would not sit back and let their children die. The fight for their future had just begun. In a hidden facility on Earth, a sense of urgency filled the air. Military leaders moved quickly, knowing they had to act fast. The tragic news of Leo's murder had ignited a fire within them. The time had come to awaken the super soldiers, humanity's greatest warriors, who had been sleeping for years in cryo chambers. The facility was cold and dark, with rows of cryo chambers lining the walls. Each chamber was a high-tech capsule, keeping the super soldiers frozen in time. They had been trained for battle and had fought bravely in humanity's past wars. Now they were humanity's last hope. The scientists hurried to prepare the chambers. Bright screens flickered to life, showing the vital signs of the soldiers inside. Dr. Elena, the head scientist, took a deep breath and glanced at the leaders. "Are we ready to begin?" she asked, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Yes," one leader replied, determination shining in his eyes. "We must bring them back. We cannot let Leo's death be in vain." Dr. Elena nodded and pressed a button. The chambers began to hum and the lights inside flickered. One by one, the cryo chambers started to unlock, releasing thick mist into the air. As the mist cleared, the first soldier, named Marcus, stepped out. He was tall and strong with muscles that showed years of training. His eyes opened slowly, blinking against the bright lights. "Welcome back, Marcus," Dr. Elena said. "You're safe. We need you." Marcus shook his head, trying to clear the fog from his mind. "What happened?" he asked, his voice deep and commanding. "Where am I?" "Things have changed," the leader explained. "The Galactic Empire has killed a child. We need your help to fight back." As the news sank in, Marcus felt anger rise within him. "A child?" he echoed, his fists clenching. "We must make them pay!" One by one, the other super soldiers awoke. Each soldier was unique with different strengths and skills. There was Lara, an expert in stealth and combat, Darius, a master of technology and hacking, and Elena, a fierce warrior with unmatched agility. As they emerged from their chambers, they quickly realized the gravity of the situation. Dr. Elena shared the plan with them. "We need to gather intelligence about the Empire. We have allies, rebels who are fighting against the Empire as well. Together we can strike back." The super soldiers nodded in agreement. They were ready for action. They began to train together, their movements fluid and powerful. Each soldier showcased their incredible abilities, reminding themselves of the skills they had honed before entering cryo sleep. Days turned into weeks as they prepared. The facility buzzed with energy, filled with the sounds of training and planning. The soldiers ran drills, practiced combat techniques, and worked on strategies. They became a tight-knit team, sharing laughter and stories from their past. During their training, Darius found a way to connect with the rebels. He used his tech skills to hack into the Empire's communication system, gathering information that would help them plan their attack. The super soldiers learned about the Empire's strongholds, the locations of their ships, and the guards who protected them. The alliance with the rebels grew stronger. The rebels admired the super soldiers' strength and skills, and they brought their own knowledge of the Empire's tactics to the table. Together, they began to form a solid plan for their first strike against the Empire. As the final days of preparation arrived, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The super soldiers and rebels gathered for one last meeting. They shared their stories of loss and pain, fueling their determination to fight. "Leo's death will not be forgotten," Marcus declared, his voice strong. "We fight for him and for all those the Empire has hurt. They will pay for their crimes." With renewed energy, they left the facility, ready to face the Empire. The time had come to awaken the heroes within themselves. They were not just soldiers, they were a symbol of hope for all of humanity. As they stepped out into the sunlight, they felt a rush of purpose. The battle for their future was just beginning. The Galactic Empire had underestimated them, and now humanity was ready to rise up and fight back. The sun rose over the military base, casting a warm glow on the faces of the super soldiers and their rebel allies. Excitement filled the air as they gathered in a large meeting room to finalize their plans for the battle against the Galactic Empire. The soldiers had trained hard and were ready to fight, but they knew that careful planning was essential. Dr. Elena stood at the front of the room, her eyes shining with determination. "Today we will discuss our plan," she said, her voice strong. "We have learned a lot about the Empire's strongholds. We need to hit them where it hurts." Marcus, one of the super soldiers, leaned forward. "What is the first target?" he asked, eager to take action. "The Empire has a supply depot just outside the city," Dr. Elena explained. "It is heavily guarded, but it is also critical for their operations. If we can take it down, we will weaken their forces." The rebels nodded in agreement. "We know that area well," said a rebel leader named Arya. "We can help you navigate the defenses." The group spent hours discussing the plan. They studied maps and talked about their strategies. Each soldier had a role to play based on their unique skills. Lara would lead the stealth team, while Darius would hack into the Empire's security systems to create distractions. Marcus would take the front line, inspiring everyone with his strength. As the meeting came to a close, Darius shared some important information he had gathered. "I managed to intercept some Empire communications," he said. "They are expecting an attack soon, but they do not know who they are up against. We can use this to our advantage." The soldiers felt a surge of confidence. They had the element of surprise on their side. With a plan in place, they broke into smaller teams to prepare for the mission. Each team had a specific task to ensure everything ran smoothly. Lara led her stealth team to practice their movements in the shadows. They rehearsed silently, learning to blend into their surroundings. Each member was quick and agile, ready to take down enemies without being seen. Lara felt a sense of pride as she watched her team work together, moving as one. Meanwhile, Darius and his tech team set up a command center. They brought in computers and communication devices, ensuring everyone could stay connected during the operation. Darius felt excited as he worked, knowing that his skills would play a crucial role in the mission. "We will disrupt their systems," he said, grinning at his teammates. "They won't know what hit them." As the hours passed, the soldiers gathered for one final training session. They ran drills, going through every detail of their plan. Marcus encouraged them, reminding everyone of the importance of their mission. "We fight for Leo and for all the lives the Empire has taken," he declared. "We will show them that we are not afraid." The soldiers cheered, their spirits high. The air was electric with energy and determination. They felt a bond growing stronger among them, united in their cause. They were not just fighting for revenge, they were fighting for the future of humanity. As night fell, they gathered around a campfire to share stories. Each soldier spoke about what drove them to fight, and their words filled the air with hope. Darius told the group about a little sister he lost to the Empire, while Lara spoke of her dream to create a safe world for her family. Finally, Marcus stood up. "We are more than just soldiers," he said. "We are a family now. Together we will take back what is ours. Together we will win." With a renewed sense of purpose, they prepared for the next day's battle. They would attack the Empire's supply depot at dawn, striking when their enemy least expected it. As they settled into their makeshift beds, thoughts of the coming fight filled their minds. With every heartbeat, the warriors felt ready. They had trained hard, forged strong bonds, and learned from one another. The time for action was near. They knew the road ahead would be dangerous, but they also knew they had each other's backs. The Galactic Empire had no idea what was coming. As the stars twinkled above, the soldiers closed their eyes, dreaming of victory. Tomorrow, they would awaken their true power and fight for justice. The battle for humanity was about to begin. As dawn broke over the horizon, the air was thick with tension and anticipation. The super soldiers and their rebel allies gathered outside the military base, ready for their bold attack on the Galactic Empire's supply depot. The sun rose slowly, casting a golden light on the faces of the brave warriors. Today was the day they would strike back. Marcus stood at the front of the group, his heart pounding with excitement. "This is it," he called out, his voice booming with confidence. "We have trained for this moment. Remember our plan and trust in each other. We will show the Empire our strength." The soldiers nodded, their faces set with determination. Each one was ready to fight for their cause. Lara led her stealth team, moving quietly towards the outskirts of the city. They knew they had to reach the supply depot before the Empire noticed them. The sounds of the city waking up surrounded them, but their focus remained sharp. As they approached the depot, Darius worked his magic from the command center. "I'm in," he said through their communication devices, a grin spreading across his face. "The security systems are down. You're clear to move." Lara signaled her team to move. They slipped through the shadows, expertly avoiding the guards patrolling the area. The site of the depot loomed ahead, a large structure surrounded by high walls and armed guards. But they were ready. Marcus and his team moved in from the front, their hearts racing. They had decided to attack directly. With Darius's hack disabling the cameras, they rushed forward, weapons at the ready. "Go, go, go!" Marcus shouted, leading the charge. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the depot. The Empire had realized they were under attack. Guards rushed to their posts, weapons drawn. But it was too late. The super soldiers were already inside. Marcus burst through the main entrance, his powerful frame knocking down a guard who stood in his way. "We're here to take back what is ours," he shouted as he fought through the chaos. The guards were surprised, but the super soldiers fought with skill and precision, using their training to overpower their enemies. Lara's stealth team moved like shadows, silently taking down guards from behind. Each time they struck, they disappeared into the darkness, leaving confusion in their wake. The guards had no chance against the super soldiers' tactics. Darius, still in the command center, monitored the situation closely. "You're doing great," he cheered through the comms. "I've got intel on where they store the supplies. Head to the left side of the building." Marcus and his team followed the directions, pushing through the depot with relentless determination. They fought bravely, using everything they had learned in training. With every guard they took down, their confidence grew. They were proving that humanity would not be easily defeated. As they reached the storage area, the team paused for a moment to catch their breath. The room was filled with crates and supplies, everything the Empire had hoarded. "This is it!" Marcus exclaimed. "Let's destroy their resources and show them we won't back down." Lara set charges on the crates while the others kept watch. "Hurry!" she urged, knowing time was running out. The sounds of fighting echoed through the building, and more guards would come. Just as they finished, the door burst open. A group of heavily armed guards stormed in, ready for a fight. Marcus stepped forward, his eyes fierce. "We won't let you stop us!" he shouted. He charged at the guards, fists flying. The super soldiers joined him, creating a wall of strength and unity. The battle intensified, but the soldiers fought with a fierce determination. Darius kept providing information, guiding them on how to maneuver through the chaos. "You're almost there! Just a little longer!" Finally, as the last guard fell, Lara activated the detonator. "Everyone back!" she yelled. The team rushed out of the storage area just as the explosions rocked the building. Crates exploded, sending debris flying everywhere. The supply depot shook and smoke filled the air. As they fled, Marcus felt a surge of triumph. They had dealt a powerful blow to the Empire. The super soldiers and rebels raced back to safety, hearts pounding with adrenaline. As they regrouped outside, cheers erupted. They had accomplished their mission, and the Empire would feel the impact. Marcus looked at his team, pride swelling in his chest. "We did it! This is just the beginning. They will know that humanity will fight back." With their spirits high, the warriors knew they were on the path to victory. The Galactic Empire had underestimated them, but now humanity was ready to stand up and take back their world. The battle had just begun, and they would not stop until justice was served. The sun set over the battlefield, casting long shadows as the dust began to settle. The supply depot lay in ruins, a symbol of the Galactic Empire's power slowly crumbling. The super soldiers and their rebel allies stood together, feeling a mix of exhaustion and triumph. They had fought bravely, and today was a turning point for humanity. Marcus looked around at his comrades, their faces smeared with dirt but shining with victory. "We did it!" he exclaimed, raising his fist into the air. "We took down their supply depot, and we showed them we are not afraid." Cheers erupted from the group, echoing through the quiet streets. The mission had been risky, but it had united them even more. They had worked together, and their strength was now undeniable. The rebels felt a sense of hope that they hadn't felt in a long time. Lara approached Marcus, a proud smile on her face. "You inspired us all," she said. "Your courage drove us forward. We proved that we can stand against the Empire." As the sun dipped below the horizon, Dr. Elena gathered everyone together. "This victory is just the beginning," she said, her voice steady and full of hope. "We must continue to fight. The Empire will retaliate, but we must be ready." Darius, still buzzing with excitement, nodded. "I can gather more intel," he said. "We need to know their next moves. We can use this victory to rally more rebels to our cause." The soldiers felt a renewed sense of purpose. They knew the road ahead would be difficult, but they also understood that they had each other. Their bond had grown stronger through the battles they faced together. They were no longer just soldiers, they were a family. In the days that followed, the super soldiers and rebels prepared for the next phase of their mission. They worked tirelessly, training harder and gathering more information on the Empire's plans. Marcus led drills, pushing everyone to their limits while reminding them of their shared goal, to reclaim their freedom. The news of their victory spread quickly. More rebels began to join their cause, drawn by tales of bravery and determination. People from all walks of life rallied to fight against the Empire, inspired by the courage of the super soldiers. Hope was ignited in the hearts of those who had long been oppressed. As they trained and strategized, the super soldiers never forgot the reason they fought. Leo, the young boy whose tragic death sparked this rebellion, remained in their hearts. Marcus often spoke of him, reminding everyone that they were fighting not just for themselves, but for all the innocent lives lost to the Empire's cruelty. One evening, as the group gathered around a campfire, Darius shared a piece of good news. "I intercepted communications again," he said, his eyes bright with excitement. "The Empire is in chaos. They are scrambling to understand what happened at the depot." The group listened intently as Darius explained how the Empire was struggling to maintain control. The loss of supplies had affected their ability to fight, and many of their forces were demoralized. "This is our chance," Lara said, her voice filled with determination. "If we strike now, we can take advantage of their weakness." The soldiers nodded in agreement, feeling the weight of responsibility. They were ready to fight once more. The time had come to show the Empire that humanity would not be silenced. With the support of their new allies, they planned their next attack. They aimed for a key location, the Empire's command center. If they could take control of that, they would disrupt the Empire's operations for good. The stakes were high, but the group was filled with determination. As the day of the attack approached, Marcus felt a sense of hope unlike anything he had experienced before. They were no longer just fighting for revenge, they were fighting for a future where children could live without fear, where humanity could thrive. The night before the attack, the soldiers gathered once more, sharing stories and laughter. They were not just comrades, they were friends and family. They had each other's backs, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With hearts full of hope and a burning desire for justice, the super soldiers prepared to strike against the Galactic Empire once more. They knew that together, they could change the fate of their world. And as they looked towards the stars, they felt ready to fight for a brighter tomorrow.